We have talked about a group called Public Policy Polling from time to time on this program. They're in North Carolina. They're a major Democrat group, admittedly so, and they're troubled by some of their own polling. Public Policy Polling's national survey, this is just out today, by the way, shows Obama's approval rating continuing to drop. Now, in this poll, Public Policy Polling, Obama's at 50% approval, with 43% of voters disapproving, continuing a steady decline from 52% in June and 55% in May in this poll. Compared to a month ago, his numbers are largely unchanged with Democrats and independents, but he continues to lose the little bipartisan appeal he had to begin with. His approval with Republicans is now 12%, down from 18% in June, while he's continued to maintain a high level of popularity with African Americans and Hispanics. His approval with whites is now at 39%. That's 4 points below what exit polls showed him earning last November. Now we move on to this. The numbers from this poll also seem to indicate that Sarah Palin did not do herself any immediate damage with her decision to resign as governor of Alaska. Her favorability spread of 47-45 is the best Public Policy Polling is founded over the course of 6 surveys conducted in the last 4 months. Also, her 8-point deficit against Obama is the first time it's been in single digits. This is a prospective 2012 matchup. Romney, what poll is it that has him tied? I have so many polls. Rasmussen, 2012, Obama 45, Romney 45, and Obama 48, Palin 42. 2012 presidential spread, Rasmussen. How do I explain what? The Palin thing? Well, you know, this reminds me of a story. And this is not one of my most proud moments. I have to admit that I was very ashamed that this happened. Last Thursday night, the beautiful and gorgeous and just wonderful Catherine invited good friends of hers from Connecticut, the Goldmans, down for the weekend, and they came over to Compound for dinner on Thursday night. Ben Goldman is 13 years old. He's the most amazing 13-year-old kid I've ever met. He has an inoperable brain tumor. His health is okay. It's inoperable. It's a long story here, but this young man is 13 going on 30 in terms of maturity and knowledge and what he knows. And so he and his brother Nicholas and their mom and dad were down, and 2 cousins of theirs. So there were 6 of them. We just had hot dogs and hamburgers. I had the chicken and broccoli. Staying on the diet. A little putting contest out in the putting green on the back, and Ben took them over, showed a game arcade that we have built for the kids. And then we sat down to dinner, and the subject of Palin came up, and one of the 2 cousins was complaining about Palin in much the same way that a lot of Republicans complain about Palin, that it got on my nerves, and I blew up. I just blew. I actually am ashamed of the incident, because I started screaming, I started yelling, but I've gotten so frustrated with people on our side. It's not enough that the liberals are trying to destroy the one candidate that fires up the Republican base. She's got a 72% approval rating in some other poll, favorability rating, as we mentioned. And I had just, on the golf trip the week before, I had to put up with this from Republicans, and they were repeating what the media says about her. She's unsophisticated. She doesn't know anything about foreign policy. She's this and that and the other thing. And we're looking at a guy. I'm looking at him on television right now. The guy is destroying the U.S. economy. We have a president who has as his intention the destruction of freedom, free market economics via this assault on the U.S. economy. And Sarah Palin, of course, when she talks about economic matters, is dead right on. There's no question in my mind Sarah Palin would be a 2,000% improvement over what we've got now. So would Romney. So would anybody else. But nobody's attacking Romney. Nobody's attacking Huckabee. But everybody is out for Palin. And I know why. It's because people are still, on our side, some of them still just hopeful that someday the drive-by media will love our candidate. And I keep telling these people, they are telling us who our strongest candidate is by who they're trying to destroy. The more you sit around and wait for NBC or CBS or ABC to validate Sarah Palin so that you can feel good about her, you're just going to be continually disappointed. So I didn't explain it in this reasonable way I'm explaining it to you. I was literally shouting in my own dining room. Ben Goldman with a big smile on his, he thought it was a good show. And I profusely apologized. I got up and gave these two guys, the two cousins, big bear hugs, and I apologized. They had smiles on their face for most of it, because who knows, they might have thought it was a good show. But it was, I lost control there for about 3 minutes. And it reminds me here of the, this, her numbers didn't drop because of resign. I knew they wouldn't. The conventional wisdom is she's finished. And it was Republicans who were leading the charge saying she was finished. And what it goes to, folks, is this never-ending, the ongoing battle of the Republican Party trying to rid itself of conservatives, redefine the Republican Party so it has no... I'm telling you, there's a lot of talk about third party out there, that we ought to go third party. No, let me tell you who ought to go third party. The people have hijacked our party. Colin Powell, John McCain, some of these inside the Beltway types, let them go form their third party and let us have our Republican Party back. They're the ones hijacking this party from its days of victory. They're the ones that can take a hike and form their own third party as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, we'll be back.